In last Sunday's liturgy, Jesus changed water into wine, and we reflected about he was the continuation of God's creation, bringing light out of darkness and order out of chaos. In today's gospel, in Luke's gospel, Jesus is presenting himself. He goes into the synagogue in his hometown where they know him as the carpenter's son. They have defined him. We know him, and we have some control over him because we know his family. Jesus goes into the synagogue, reads from the prophet Isaiah, and redefines himself, not according to their expectations, but according to the Spirit that is upon him. And he says that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, quoting from Isaiah. So that Jesus spends some time, and Luke in the first chapter here is presenting Jesus differently from Matthew and Mark, and certainly from John. Jesus says, I read the scripture so that you know who I really am. He reads the scripture and then he says, that's me. That scripture is referring to me. That's who I am in your hearing. So he is redefining himself. Their definition of him, while it's defining, it's also confining. You belong in this town. You should do here what we hear you are doing elsewhere. So he is redefining and unconfining himself, which is how Luke presents Jesus the rest of his gospel. And he says three things: that the Spirit of the Lord is upon him, yes, and he is to have the mission of helping people recover from their own captivity, their own imprisonments, and to recover sight, a new vision, a way of seeing, because he has come to bring the good news to all the poor, all who are poor, all who can admit their poverty. So Jesus is making a personal and almost political statement. This is our charter. This is who I am, and I'm going to live it. And so, recovery of sight. Jesus said, I will go around and help people redefine and unconfine them from how they see themselves. And the negativity and Jesus spends a lot of time helping people see who they really are. Not by their past, not by their failures, not by their imperfections. You are blinded by what you have seen yourself do. Now, I want you to see by how I see you. I do not see you as sinful or paralytic or deaf. I see you as a creation, that you too are meant to bring good news. And so people who are cured from their blindness, their negativity, their past, Jesus says, see yourself as I see you, which is quite a conversion, because we can define ourselves by how we have seen ourselves in the past. Jesus says, the future is more important than your past. I am helping you see yourself into your future. To be a receiver of the good news, the favor of God, the year of salvation. And you are to live that. I want you to go and share it. So everyone who was healed usually got sent. Go and continue my light in the darkness of others. Continue helping people recover from their sight of themselves. Oh, I'm a crippled. Oh, I'm a deaf person. No, I tell you who you are. I want you to see who you are. And then I want you to see the goodness that is within you is meant to be shared. Yes, distributed. Unconfined. So Jesus said, I'm calling people out of whatever prisons they're in to a freedom of being who they really are. Not confined, not defined, but refined and redefined. Not to be imprisoned by self-sentencing, but freed to bring other people out of captivity, out of their pasts. That's how we extend Jesus living, distributing the good news. Imagine that we become agents of good news. The good news that this person, I forgive you. I want to go into the future with you, not imprisoned by former thoughts about you or way I've seen you. Jesus says, I have come to help people see things differently. And if you can see yourself as I see you, you will want to unfree others, unblind people, others. That's the good news. So redefining is a way of allowing Jesus to be the continuation of God's creation of me and you. For the most part, people were healed by the person and mission of Jesus. We have been changed by people who have helped us see who we really are. People who loved us into redefining ourselves, unprisoning ourselves. Yes, each of us has been recovered, discovered, unconfined, redefined, whatever term you want. Saved, it's a good word. The mission then of believing in Jesus, and it's going to go all through Luke's gospel, is to bring good news to those who experience a poverty that would confine them, keep them imprisoned. It's quite a mission that the church has, that each of us has. Each of us has by receiving the mission that Jesus comes to us in the Eucharist and in His Word and says, now, you too live the good news in yourself. Grateful, redefined, unconfined, and a blessing. Continuing God's creation of our brothers and sisters who can admit their human poverty. Jesus met those who could be honest about whatever condition of poverty, blindness, deafness, leprosy. Once they admitted it, they were open to His blessing. We are that way. And we go around helping God remission people. That's how we are a blessing.